Good morning and Jai Hind, my dear students. I am Romana Sagai of Sunbeam School Devariya, your favorite English teacher. Today we will study A Thing of Beauty, composed by John Keats. It's a wonderful poem and its theme is more beautiful. When you read this poem, when you study this poem, you will explore beauty of this poem through A Thing of Beauty is a joy forever. This poem is not about physical beauty of somebody. It's talking about all kind of beauty, all kind of pleasure we can see through our beautiful eyes. So I will read lines of the poem and provide you the explanation of this poem. A thing of a beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but still will keep a power quiet for us and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. In the first passage of the poem, in the first stanza of the poem, you simply can see how poet is describing a beautiful thing. What he is saying that a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Whatever things provide you joy, whatever beautiful object provide you joy, it always remain in our memory. Whenever we think, whenever we recall these beautiful things, we always smile. This beautiful thing, beautiful object always bring smile on our face. That is the power of the beauty. That is the power of that beautiful object we like, we love. It day by day increases. It never ends. Its beauty can be faded, but its memory of that beauty never fades. It always remain in our memory. It always provides us joy, happiness. Whenever we think, whenever we recall, we always cherish those beautiful moments of our life. So in this way, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. It always provides us joy, happiness, bring a smile on our face. So this way, it never ends. Its loveliness increases. Poet is saying that every time when you recall the beautiful memory, you always enjoy. Every time you enjoy, you become more and more and more happy. This way, the loveliness, the beauty of that beautiful object increases. It will never pass into nothingness. It never become useless. Its memory always remain afresh in our mind. Whenever we think about it, we always cherish, we always smile, we always feel happy. We feel that we are light by thinking all those beautiful moments, beautiful things of our life. A bower quite for us. A beautiful thing is just like a bower, just like a shadow of a tree. It always provides us shelter. It always provides us shelter from the scorching sun. So this way, this is always a source of happiness, a source of joy. And a sleep full of sweet dreams. A thing of beauty is like a sweet dreams. When you are in a dream, you laugh, you enjoy. After the dream, you remember that dream, you always enjoy. That dream provide you good sleep, a healthy sleep that makes you healthy, that makes you satisfied, that makes you content. So a beautiful things, a joy of a beautiful things is like a sweet dreams that provide us good health, good breathing. And you will think that how a sweet dream can provide us good health. So when you think positively, when you are happy, your hormones are working positively. You are a science students, you are knowing your hormones are work positively. If you are in negative mood, what happens? The same hormones works against you. So this way, this provide you a good, proper, healthy sleep. A sleep in which you enjoy, you take rest, your mind and soul both are content, your body get relaxation. So this way the beautiful things or memory of a beautiful thing always provide you happiness and joy, and this way a thing of beauty is a joy forever. So this is the explanation of the first stanza of the poem. In the next passage, what poet is saying: therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. Spite of despondence of the inhuman dearth of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and all darkened ways, meet for our searching, yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirit. In the second stanza, what poet is talking about? As we know that beauty is always to cherish. So what happened? We know the power of the beauty. So every day we try to make a flowery band. What a flowery band do with a flowery band? Bind us with the beautiful scenario, beautiful object of the earth. We both are binded. We both are bind together through the beauty. Okay. It always, you already know कि what is the power of a beauty. A thing of beauty is not a thing to ignore. Nobody can ignore a beautiful thing, whether it's about a beautiful flower, moon, star, or a human being. It's the magic when a boy or child see a butterfly. It's also a beautiful object. So beautiful thing cannot be ignored. A beautiful thing cannot be avoided. So what happened? In the second stanza, when you come to the second stanza, you will say कि we are knowing all these things, the power of the beauty. So we bind all these things together by creating, by doing whatever we can do. And in all our despondence, in our darkest life, in bad phase of our life, when we remember that beautiful things, we always cherish that beautiful thing of our life. We always cherish that beautiful moments. In the second stanza, poet is talking about in spite of all the problems of our life, beauty is the only thing that provides us relief, shelter from the scorching sun, relief from the bad things. So beauty is the source of happiness. Whatever way you can see, in our bad times, a beautiful memory provide us happiness. When we are sad, when we are depressed, we remember past beautiful things, past beautiful moments, and recollect our energy, rejuvenate ourselves by remembering all those things. So this way, bad spirits are gone when we remember beautiful things, beautiful memory of our past. So this way, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. It never ever pass into nothingness. It can't pass into nothingness because it is the only source that provides us happiness and joy. It provides us goodness. So this is the explanation of the two stanza of the poem, A Thing of a Beauty. In my next class, I will explain next stanza of the poem. But what you have to do? You have to frame questions related to these two stanzas and answer. Write down the answer and send to me. It's very important for you to understand each line of the poem, each word of the poem, each phrase of the poem properly, so that you can write down proper and accurate to the point answers. So I will continue this poem in my next class. Until then, what you have to do? You have to study by yourself, prepare questions, ask me by commenting in inbox. I will answer your all the questions. So my dear children, utilize this time. This is very important phase of our life. We haven't chosen these holidays. We haven't. But whatever happened, we have to take it positively. What we can do? So take things positively. You are at home, so utilize your time properly, manage your time, and make a good timetable so that you can study all the subject properly, and don't take English for granted, because English is the source of all your languages. Without English, you cannot study any subject. English provides you a deep thinking, a critical and analytical skill that needed in all your subject to understand, to explore new things. So my dear students, it's my request to study properly and ask questions. If you are facing any kind of problem, you can share with me, ask questions and complete whatever we are studying every day. Thank you very much for joining my class. Good day. Jai Hind.